Hi, I'm your goddess Nesca, here with Chuckamon. We're reacting to... Another It's a Gundam.
It's another It's a Gundam going into women going into space.
I've seen so many things proving how what they did was completely faked. Plus, it's all just smoke and mirrors.
I saw the curvature of the Earth. You know what's going to come out of her
It does
her
look
mouth,
flimsy,
but really her
though.
heart. When
And
she's
yeah, there's
dying.
no way. There was no freaking way that went out into space without burning into cinders.
Moments later.
Sarah.
Okay. Good? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
Yeah. Look how flimsy that is. Do you really think?
Yeah, I did.
I know.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Tech rifling through your files like they own the place? Meet Proton Drive, the secure cloud storage that minds its own business. Proton Drive.
What are you reading?
Oh, something from the last video.
My favorite phrase is late stage capitalism because it's a trip, man. A wild head trip that no amount of barbiturates could ever simulate. And maybe I've been doom scrolling for too long. I've hit my killing joke moment.
This is fine.
Because it's all become incredibly funny to me for some reason.
Losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
On the 15th of April, a group of rich women took a tourist flight to space. But it was marketed as the first all-female crew to go to space. If you ignore Valentina Vladimirovich...
But seriously though, what was the point of even doing this?
I don't know.
Is it supposed to be like girl power? Trying to show off? Who even made this little capsule diddle?
Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, so Amazon money went towards this. And also the owner of Twitch.
Uh-huh.
So
They expect me to believe that Amazon made an actual spacecraft versus something from NASA. Okay.
well, when it goes into space, it's not technically going. It's going on the very limit of what space is.
It's the Kiskova. I can't speak this. Anyway, she went up in space and orbited Earth for 3 days straight. Listen, she's no Katy Perry. Let's just get that straight right now.
Oh,
and
that.
Katy is a pop culture icon with the dance moves that have
What the fuck is this?
Do you think they're trying to... You think this is a thing? You think they're trying to capitalize on like Down syndrome stuff? Is that what she's doing? Is she pretending to have Down syndrome?
Probably.
find a generation of music. Look at her go, and it's mesmerizing.
Tesla and NASA did it better.
Blue Origin's YouTube page launched a supercut of this whole thing. It had the same energy as Avengers Endgame, you know, when they're all walking together to get into like that time continuum contraption. But, you know, it's a massive LARP where these millionaire women break their arms to pat themselves on the back. Vigorously, I might add.
It's not about going to space, it's about what we bring back.
See, this is why I believe it was faked, because they weren't even wearing anything with oxygen when they were up there, and I seriously doubt that little dome shit was vacuum sealed. I'm pretty sure they should be suffocating and dead.
Justified sense of accomplishment and a Botox-riddled face.
2 minutes. Separation is confirmed.
It is my pleasure to tell you, you've passed. Does that make you feel confident? Yes. Does that make you feel good?
It makes it start to feel even more real.
Well, no. William Shatner did it last year, didn't he? That dude is 2 days older.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a stupid movie. Yeah, exactly. No. They're actually saying that these dumb bimbos went into space.
Than dirt, unless they were doing credit checks. Congratulations, you're rich enough to go to space. I took the time to research the cost of flying on Blue Origin.
The cost to fly on Blue Origin's new Shepard spacecraft is not publicly listed, but a $150,000 deposit is required to reserve.
Damn.
Yeah, $150,000 deposit.
A seat.
Deposit.
A seat
You
on
don't
the
get your
first crew
deposit
flight
back.
was auctioned off for $28 million. The actual cost of the other passengers has ranged from $1 million to $28 million, according to observers.
Also, the Titanic stuff don't sound like too bad of a deal.
I know, right? And that one was more sealed and more... I don't know. What would be more dangerous? The water, the ocean, or space?
That's a good question. It depends on how quickly you want to die.
Which one kills you faster?
Well, the implosion happened in a fraction of a second.
Amazed by the same people who Titan submarine.
Server.com.
She's wanted to go to space for almost 20 years. She continues, I was
Good for
investigating
her.
all of the possible commercial options. Even when Blue Origin was first talking about commercial travel to space, I was like, sign me up, I'm first in line.
Who the fuck is reading this?
I don't know.
$1 million.
You see, I'm a jackass. I thought the cost of this was like a few $1,000s, not millions of dollars. This makes the grandstanding of this flight even more dystopian and tone deaf.
Back. And I get to go with 5 incredible
What is the point of the
women.
bell?
Tradition
I don't know who
thing.
these women are, besides Katy Perry.
Tradition that
Jeff
they should not be
Bezos'
allowed to
love
be
doll.
doing.
A woman with enough Botox in her body for all of Beverly Hills.
He's out of line, but he's right.
The weird thing was, watching this video clip of these rich women in space, they
What is the point of the daisy?
Yeah.
spent a lot of time posing for cameras. It's just like that meme about women and objects.
Photographing something you want to show everyone. Male versus female.
Once the 11-minute ride was over, we were treated with the myriad of platitudes fit for Pokemon stream.
I feel super connected to love. You never know how much love is inside of you.
Oh my god, it's so cringe.
She's so fucked she can blow herself.
You know, no. You know, I'd rather be watching the Devil May Cry anime versus this.
It will never be the same. And there's no boundaries, there's no border. There's just Earth.
Now that I've done it, I
I
really
don't mind
do
the
feel I
running
can take
giant Hitachi 1 into space.
Ah.
That's what it looks like.
on anything.
No
Where'd you see
dream
this?
is too wild. If it's going to space, you can absolutely make it through, and it can absolutely be possible.
I don't think you can describe it. You look at it and you're like, we're all in this together.
Social media called it an absolute triumph. But people on social media called it exactly what it was. A massive rich person LARP. Wait, what?
Astronaut and pop singer Katy Perry says her 10...
They went in a low Earth orbit. Any rich person could do that.
I wish they suffocated.
I thought Katy Perry was retired.
For a second, I thought you said retarded.
Whoa.
minute space ride is uniting the whole country.
Whatever Katy Perry's on, I would like some too. While the rest of us were living in a horror-fueled nightmare, as our investments in small businesses started to look like they were going to go up in flames this year, Katy Perry thought her holding up a daisy and looking like a douchebag was doing something to really just raise everybody's spirits.
Yeah, it's so magical. I'm gonna cry. Yep. Can eyes jump? Can eyes? No, just ignore it. No, you were so close.
Yes, Denise.
Mr. Quigley, Katy Perry's united the whole country by having a play date in space.
Oh, good.
What justice feels like. I
Do a
kept my
flip.
promise. Touchdown.
Who is she, and what the hell is she even talking about?
A woman, an astronaut, a history maker.
You're not an astronaut.
This went over so poorly that Katy Perry decided to delete the tweet just hours after posting it because
Good.
she's not an astronaut
Yep.
and not really a history maker.
Katy Perry is regretting Blue Origin spaceflight after major backlash.
That
Yeah,
awkward
kiss that
moment
dirt,
when you
bitch.
realize your echo chamber is drowned out by the cacophony of the reality that not everyone wants to huff your farts.
Gayle King rushed to make a video to combat the misinformation about the rich women's space joyride.
Weird.
This is what bothers me, because I've certainly read some of the things online coming from people that I know. that I like, that I consider friends.
What the
If celebrities are telling
That
you
you're a
that
fraud?
you're tone deaf, you probably need to heed their advice.
Space is not a either or. It's a both and. And because you do something in
What?
space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. And what you're
Okay.
doing in
What?
What happens in space stays in space.
space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is
on the flight. Yeah, that would have made it perfect, right?
take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner.
The fact she tried to play off this hug box flight as something that could help Earth is a
That's
level
it.
of delusion
I figured out help me out here.
What?
I figured out the solution
What?
to the problem.
What?
We find a black hole in space, and then we shoot all of our garbage into it. Problem solved. Yay!
Even know a woman could reach. This must be how Frieza felt when Goku went Super Saiyan Blue, right? And Frieza was just like, really, dude? Really?
Have you been? Have you been? If you've been and you still feel that way after you come back, please let's have a conversation. Number 3.
Hell no, we haven't been. The low-end cost
rocket didn't go as planned, and it
To go up in
exploded and
space on-
trash rains upon the world.
Blue Origin is $1 million, you crazy old bitch.
Don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin'
Shooting
ride.
garbage
Whenever a
in
man goes up,
space.
you have never
Point of a video game called The Surge.
Or that
Plot.
episode from Futurama.
Episode Futurama.
said to an astronaut, boy, what a
Wall-E.
ride.
It is crazy. We say to give a woman power is
No, wait.
like to give
Wall-E,
a
the
gun
planet
to
was
a monkey.
Yeah.
It was a ride. You didn't need spacesuits. You didn't have to train for months on end to live in zero gravity. You took a damn physical. And I bet they asked some innocuous questions like this. Do you have trouble breathing? Have you ever had a heart attack? No? Okay, good. You can go to space. After Gail King's 2 minutes of coke trying to explain to the ignorant poor masses that Blue Origin isn't simply just a roller coaster ride for the rich, news articles that would have once championed such grotesque spectacles of privilege turned on these pioneers of decadence.
Katy Perry's Space Mess shows the
That is not a good photo. Oh my
world
god.
is fed up with entitled celebrities that think they are owed adoration. The Blue Origin flight showcases the utter defeat of American feminism.
It's been long defeated, my little feminazi. Get used to it. This article has some good points, but it goes off the rails with the usual intersectional feminism talking points, so let's just get on with it.
There are some spectacles of U.S. decadence and decline that almost seem too on the nose, the sort of orgies of vulgar provocation or fantastic.
I thought he said orgies. I swear I thought he just said orgies.
Our brain is
Fantastic
cooked.
lack of self-awareness that exceeds the limits of parody. So that if they were in a novel, you'd think the writer was laying it on a little thick. Among these is the all-female flight by Blue Origin, the Jeff Bezos-owned rocket tourism company, which on Monday launched a phallical-shaped pod full of women, including the pod.
Yeah.
You know what would be perfect?
What?
If they had a pizza delivery by a alien knock on their door. A buff male alien's like, pizza's here, ladies.
Well, like I said, they rode a giant Hitachi wand into space.
You
Pop star Katy Perry and
The wand, you know, the...
Oh, that's what that's called?
Yeah.
But it's just the head, though. You need the handle.
Yeah, the rocket looks like the handle when it's together.
You sure it's just not a cockhead?
but Bezos' partner,
Johnny in
Lauren
space.
Sanchez, on a brief trip into
Johnny in
space. The flight,
space.
which was promoted for months in advance, was touted as a triumph of feminism.
You look at it and you're like, we're all in this together.
A win for science and an embrace of the kind of expansive, curious human spirit of striving and possibility that once animated both. Instead, the flight served as a kind of perverse funeral for the America that once enabled both scientific advancement and feminist progress. A spectacle that mocked these aspirations by appropriating them for such an indulgent and morally hollow purpose. But the flight in the grim promotional
Botox.
cycle might be most
Botox.
depressing for what it reveals about the utter defeat of American feminism. Sanchez, the organizer of the flight, has touted the all-female crew as a win for women, but she herself is a woman in a deeply anti-feminist model. It is not her rocket company that took her and her friends to the edge of space. It's her male fiancés. And it is no virtue of her character that put her inside the rocket. Not her capacity, not her intelligence, and not her hard work,
just the
but
publicity
merely her
stunt.
relationship with a man. The fact that the rocket itself looks so phallic does not help.
I told you!
Message.
Didn't I tell you? I told you it looked like the head of a cock.
I've been saying that the whole time.
No, you said it looks like a vibrating wand. That is two different
The
things.
surest way for a woman.
It was way more funny if the alien was a cop and give them a fine for littering in space.
Women to rise themselves in the world is to attach themselves to a man.
Well, truth be told, that's kind of the default, my dear. I'm going off on a tangent, but how many women have you come across in this day and age that run businesses that 9 times out of 10 are losing money and they only exist because their husband finances it? Like I said, it goes off the rail.
Yeah, that thing, look
Even
at
the
that. It's
rocket
phallic
looks
looking.
Phallic, ladies, aerodynamics. I'm sure they tried a vagina.
Look at that thing.
Oh!
It looks like a Tachi.
Dildo!
It looks like a Tachi one, doesn't it?
I still go with dildo, but yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Shaped ship and it failed miserably.
He sexted.
I'd put my money on it right now that a man invented rockets. It's just not in a woman's wheelhouse. Only a man would come up with something that could end his life, but if it works, it will be epic. We're wired that way to take risk. It's just...
Where I thought it was called a vibrating wand.
I think the company is called Tachi. That's why we call it Tachi one.
Not how women think or work. They won't mess with anything till it's proven to be safe.
Then they want to take it over. Thank you for coming to my TED Talks.
I'm amazed of his genius.
Robert Hutchins, he's born in 1882, died in 1945, is considered the father of modern rocket propulsion, a physicist of great insight. Goddard also had a unique genius for invention. See, like I said, dudes invented rockets.
Well, that was that.
Thank you all for joining us. We are going to be calling it for now, but join us back around 6
to 7
p.m. Central Time, where we will start our week of Afro Samurai. Love you all. Goodbye.
Get the raids.
The ladies. Go to the ladies. Go ladies. Raid ladies. Will the rocket come with vibrating settings?
Oh, the whole thing's probably vibrating because of how it's shooting up into space as pussy!
Oh my god, your computer is...
Slow-mo?
I am like literally trying to click on shit.
Yeah. My put's not made for streams.
Yeah.
Don't be mean to put.
We're gonna end it here.
Love you all. Bye.